Hey everyone. So there's a recent TikTok that was sent to me or to a group that I was in, and I find it pretty, I guess, interesting is what I can say. Uh, don't know what to think. I don't know much context about it, but let's watch and go over it right here. Let's pull it up here. All right, let's see here.
I know that you have a big heart, but just because he's trying his best doesn't mean you have to accept that. Like, he can try
So she says, I know that you have a big heart, but just because he's trying his best doesn't mean you have to accept that. Let's keep watching here.
his best, and that might be legit. Probably is.
That might be legit, probably is, but let's see what else.
But if he's still not meeting your needs, he's still not meeting your needs. Okay? That's it.
Okay,
I know
that's
that you
it.
have a big heart, but just
So let's see here. What are we to think about this, right? So I don't know Brenna herself, right? I don't know who this lady is. I don't know the exact context of what she's saying, but what I am going to speak of is from the part of being married in a marriage relationship, right? She says, even if a guy tries his best and he doesn't meet your needs, that's it. You know, that's it. Meaning what? End the relationship? I mean, this is not. I'm not trying to speak about other relationships, right? Fiance, boyfriend, or whatever outside of marriage. I don't really know her context, but like one of the comments I've seen here, someone wrote, "But we're married." Emoji, crying emoji. So I guess it's implying that even married people, right? If a man tries his best, can let's say to provide or whatever it is, and if you're not meeting her needs, then that's it, right? What are we to think about this? Now, Brennan, this is not a judgment on you personally. In I don't know you. I don't know the context of this clip that you did on TikTok, but they say that love is patient, love is kind, right? And if someone is trying their best, how can that be it, right? How can you just throw them to the shoulder? And now this is not speaking about if you're just starting a relationship, if you're a lady who's meeting a man and you're not married to him. I mean, you can do whatever you want, right? You can have as high standards as you want, and you can deal with those consequences, of those standards that you put yourself, and that's perfectly fine. The problem I have with this video here is if you apply it to a marriage situation, right? If that man does everything he can, or let's apply it to a woman, if that wife or woman is doing everything she can for her man, and they are not meeting your needs, they are not meeting your needs, and that's it. What is that supposed to mean? Is that supposed to mean that you're supposed to end that relationship that you were married to? I don't think so. Let's pull up a Bible verse here. So we're going to pull up 1 Corinthians chapter 13. This is speaking about a few different things, right? Speaking about the gift of the Spirit and so forth. But one thing it touches on is love, right? What is love? And we're going to pull up here. Let's see here. 1 Corinthians 13, and this is verse 4. Let's pull it up. It says, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude, right? It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but it rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things and believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never ends. Don't know the context. If you meant it as if a young lady is starting a relationship, right? She's trying to meet her future husband, and she's talking to one man or another, trying to establish a relationship, and she has certain standards, and they're very high. Go for it. You can have as high standards as you want, and Nobody's to stop you. All the power to you in that moment in your life, in those decision making moments when you're trying to, start a relationship, you know, see where it goes, right? And then our ultimate end is marriage as Christians, right? In any relationship, a man and a woman that are in a relationship. And if that's the point that Brenda's trying to make, that if a girl's not, or a woman, lady is not married and she's trying to work towards that relationship, if the young man is not meeting the needs and the standards she has, we may not like those standards, but she has a right to place those standards, right? And that's not a problem. But where a problem comes in, and the comments that I've seen, some lady says, well, yeah, but I'm married, crying face. Does that imply, and the question for Brenna is, does that standard apply to a marriage relationship, right? If it applies to a marriage relationship, I'm speechless, actually. Like, what do you say? Where is the patience? Where is the kindness? Love does not envy or boast, right? It's not arrogant or rude. And if you were to apply this comment that she made, if he tries his best and no matter what, if it doesn't work out for him, then, and doesn't meet your needs, then that's it. You're violating quite a bit of this, right? Where's the patience? Where's the kindness? Where is it does not insist on its own way, right? And insisting on your own way, it is not irritable or resentful. Like, are you irritated? Are you resentful towards your man or your woman? There's a lot wrong with this comment if it were to be applied to a marriage relationship. Don't get me wrong. The start of a relationship where it didn't and get to the marriage vow, perfectly fine to apply as high a standard as you want, right? Not a problem with that. But the problem does become, if you are a Christian and if you were listening to someone like Brenna, and if she means it in a context of marriage, there are big problems in applying it that way. First Corinthians, where it says, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with all truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. That's it. Doesn't endure all things. Brenna, if you mean this in a marriage relationship, please rethink, what you're saying. But if it's the start of a relationship, young ladies, you have a right to set as high a standard as you want to stand, and nobody's to stop you until you say, I do. And if that man tries his best and it doesn't work out, that's it. It endures all things to the end, right? And this is not speaking about abuse, right? It's not speaking about hurt. It's not speaking about evil things that a man or a woman may do in a relationship. That's a different question. She mentioned if he tries his best, does his best, and it doesn't work out, that's it. This is where you apply it. In marriage, there is no that's it. It endures to the end.